I wanted to book this guy, Lewis, because I know you love animals.
I love animals. I love the wild.
And this show actually debuted on Sunday. It's called Brave the Wild, and it features a guy called Coyote Peterson. He looks like a coyote, Peterson, you know? Was that your birth name, Coyote? Welcome to the show, by the way.
Hey, Coyote.
Hey, thank you guys for having me. Actually, Coyote's a nickname I've had since I was about 8 years old that my mom gave me. And it comes from me chasing around roadrunners in the desert. She started calling me Coyote because, like the Warner Brothers cartoon,
Yeah.
I was chasing roadrunners.
So it's like your spirit animal. Your mom saw that right away and said, he's a wild animal.
That's right. That's right.
How did you get this gig?
Well, if anybody's familiar with the Brave Wilderness YouTube channel, for the past 5 years, we've been building this incredible library of animal adventure content, and it essentially caught the attraction of several different networks, and we ultimately ended up with Animal Planet.
That's awesome.
That is really cool stuff. How about that experience?
Yeah, the deal process itself took a little bit more than a year, but that was primarily because we really structured a very interesting situation between my company and Discovery Communications, and they're just the most fantastic partners at this point. And we had ourselves a really strange scenario because we had such a big following already on YouTube. It kind of warranted us being able to say, look, like, you guys got to trust us to go out and tell the right stories that we want to tell. Let us put these things together. So for a lot of people that were afraid when we signed out with Animal Planet that we would lose control of what we were creating on the Brave Wilderness channel, that couldn't be anything further from the truth. And the network gives me pretty free reign to go out and produce the stories that I want, and I think that will definitely come through in the series.
Ethan, if you're curious about the popularity of the YouTube channel, I'm looking at a video that was posted 6 days ago, has 466,000 views. One that was done 3 years ago, 53 million views.
Whoa,
that is insane.
whoa.
Insane, Coyote.
Thanks.
I mean, people do connect with animals. What is it about how you tell the story and how you interact with the animals that makes it different and obviously so popular?
I think it's just I approach everything from that childlike mindset, right? Like if we go too over the top with the science and the facts, you lose people, and they're like, "Oh, this is boring. I don't understand what you're talking about." And it's also very much from my team and I submersing ourselves into these environments where any normal person walking on a trail in a park might say, "There's no way I'm getting into that swamp neck deep to try to get up close with a turtle." But I put myself in that scenario. So I think people like to see those extreme moments coupled together with then a safe interaction. When I say safe interaction, I mean safe for the animal, but I put myself in any form of danger imaginable so that we can get those cameras close and you can see these animals without you having to go into the environment to try to have an interaction. Because that's the big thing that we always encourage with our audience is, let me do what I do. You guys admire things from a safe distance and leave the dangerous stuff up to me.
After a lifetime of doing this, and I'm looking at some of the videos, you're interacting with sharks, viper snakes, I mean, really dangerous animals. What's the worst maybe injury or encounter or close call you've had with an animal?
With animals, believe it or not so many. It's more so the environmental elements that are oftentimes more dangerous. I've had bad slips before. I fell off a cliff once, 15 feet off a cliff, and landed on my head and neck while filming B-roll. I got hit by a rogue tsunami wave in Costa Rica once and nearly killed when I was dragged down a whole side of jagged rocks. Honestly, my biggest injuries have come from things within the environment or accidents of my own doing as compared to bites or stings or any animal interactions.
But I think you would agree that complacency would be the mistake, right? After so many years of not having an incident with an animal, you're on alert at all times, I would imagine.
Absolutely, and people oftentimes will ask me, well, how do you perform any of these interactions or these animal catches? You can't ever hesitate. Like, I have perfect focus every time I'm doing one of these things because even that slight mishap could mean you being bitten by a venomous snake or chomped by an alligator or crocodile or, crushed by the jaws of a snapping turtle. So, there have been accidental bites that have happened, of course, throughout the course of my career, but fortunately at this point, nothing that's been too damaging.
And it's a balance. At the end of the day, you're doing content, you're performing. You have to address the audience. You have to be engaging. You have to be fun and funny, and make sure the animal doesn't eat you to death and all.
Yeah, that's bad.
Right.
Well, this seems like a great show. We're excited for it. We hadn't caught the debut episode, but we're going to go back and watch it. We know our listeners are going to do the same. Best of luck with the show, and we're happy for you, man. This seems like a great program.
Well, thank you, guys. No, I appreciate you tuning in. The episode that comes out this Sunday is the actual premiere. And we feature the largest alligator snapping turtle that's ever been caught on camera. I mean, this thing is a living dinosaur. I think people are going to kind of have their minds boggled when they see what I go through to catch this giant turtle.
Awesome, Coyote. Thank you for your time, man.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Coyote.
There you go. I didn't know who it was before.
I know. Premiered last night on the Animal Planet.
Yeah, my kids went nuts when they heard we were going to interview him. They're like, "That's awesome." I'm like, "All right, what's so cool about this?"
Right.
I'm going to have to sniff it out.
Sniff it out.
Get to the bottom of it.
Yeah. Well,
check out the program.
We got to the bottom of it
That's right.
by talking to him. Coyote. What a great name.